Hey everybody, welcome to BrothersForge Gaming. You're hanging with Easy, and today we got a fun treat for you. That's right, we're going to be going over my no-death speed run on Friday the 13th for the NES. We're going to jump right into it. I'll be taking control of Mark, the hands-down most powerful character in the game. If you look in the book, he has the best statistics for, jumping, running, throwing, rowing, everything you can be graded for. He's kind of the guy. You're going to want to start this off. You're going to grab that lighter as fast as you can and start lighting those fireplaces. It tells you, you want to light all of them, but there is kind of a certain order that you want to get these done in, and that will proc the torch, which is the in-game most powerful weapon, and you can get it in about, 3 or 4 minutes starting the game off. So, just sit back, let's go over, pay attention, and see my masterpiece all put together here. So I'm going to show you some, definite tips and tricks. There will be things that won't help everybody in this. This is definitely more of an expert run, something to kind of fine-tune your game. I'm going to be doing a live playthrough gamer's guide that's going to show the everyday play for a player. So, there's a lot to learn. So hopefully this, can teach you what you need to know. One of the little tricks here we're using is you got to get that key, but to get the most out of each time frame, your little faces up there are your counselors, and they can actually survive the whole 60 seconds without dying. So you can use this time to kind of farm, get extra stuff, and you see this will be a very close call, but as long as I can get to a small cabin before that hits 0, I can switch and go rescue the counselor who is in trouble. So, you can kind of really manipulate the game that way, and then day one, you just have to get in a little fight with Jason. He's not as fast. He only takes 6 hits, and then you can drive him away. So, this is one of the parts of the game you will have to learn to, do the maneuvers and kind of learn that mechanic. But once you get that, it's going to help you go a long ways. Then we switch back to Mark and go back on our grind. For this particular run, I did not need to go into the cave. It's actually a waste of time right here, but it's good to show you that you can always proc a potion in here, and this is how you find Jason's mom without getting the flashlight. So you don't see the entrance in the dark, but it is right there every time. You can use that spot. You can go in here once a day, and it gives you different items. This will be a machete, which is just good for, doing one-hit zombie runs and trying to get through the game with little damage as you can. Day 2 is the most important item, I believe, and that is the sweater, which decreases the damage you take incredibly. So if you are having trouble fighting Jason or just staying alive, that is a very good item to try to get on day 2. So back to the mission at hand. See, these are the things where you can run into Jason on the outskirts. Right now we are not strong enough to really do a ton of damage to him, so it's just more waste than anything to sit there and try to fight him in the streets right now. You want to at least go get the torch before you start drawing him into those battles. So you say I'm back on the grind. You do need to pick up every one of these pieces of paper too. Whenever you see a note, if you do not collect it, as far to my knowledge, it won't proc the item. So there's some really, really important ones you'll see coming up here that you really want to get. So for a speed run or a high-end run like this, I started around the cave. That was one of the best starting points you can get. Because you want to be on this side of the map, which is what, the west side of the map. And you want to do all that stuff first, because ultimately, if you do the cabins by the lake where the torch procs, it won't proc the torch until you finish the other cycle you were supposed to do anyways. So it's just a way to save some time if you do it correctly. Now you notice that I'm jumping a lot. There are potions that will proc in the same spot every single game. So if you do learn where all the potions are, you can, limit where you have to jump and procking like lower powered weapons and stuff. You can actually just go find all the potions, go grab them, and kind of stockpile those. It's nice to have a nice, 6, 7, 8 of those when you're doing Battle of Jason, because you're going to be taking a lot of damage, unless you really get some of the mechanics down in the game. I even have a hard time doing some of the dodging and stuff, so. And that was the last cabin. It is on the far east, outside of the lake, that you light it, and it will give you the note that tells you that the torch is coming, basically. So you want to go in, make a quick loop, do the west cabin around the lake right here will be the second to last one, and then you go to the north cabin on the lake, and it will give you the end game weapon, and just it hurts Jason 1 bar each hit, so you can really start doing the ultimate damage. And basically that's what you call having a fully powered up character. You know, like I said, I kind of miss out getting the sweater on this. You'll see, because I do, it's a little bit of luck and a little bit of, you know, knowledge, but I set myself up really good, and I start defeating Jason really, really quickly after this here. So this will be your last thing. You also receive the flashlight for doing all of the fireplaces as well, which opens up the cave so you can see through it and kind of go through that if you want to. There are some potions and some other stuff hidden in there, but it's kind of like the forest and the cave are mazes, so sometimes you got to be careful in doing that. But once again, we'll go over, we'll fight Jason one more time inside the cabin here. You know, make sure, you know, like I said, this is one of those things that takes a little bit of practice. It kind of reminds you of like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out with Little Mac there, but you just got to dodge some punches and, you know, hit him those 6 times, get him off the map. You can see how much it hurts there when I took that hit, but the good thing is after you finish each day, you will replenish all of your counselor's life, so that is always going to be a really good thing. Then it's back to Mark. Honestly, I shouldn't be jumping so much right here. When you're powered up and you actually have a few potions and stuff, you don't want to jump and proc a lot of weapons because they're not going to be giving you something as strong. And if you accidentally grab that, it will switch it and basically ruin your speed run. This is another thing. If you go into the forest at night, there will be these crazy wolves who only come at night. If you go in the day, you can actually kind of farm some potions, but they make it a little bit tough. So you want to almost avoid going in here unless you're just trying to practice or you really, really, really need some sort of items. So see, now Jason is attacking the children, and this is where, if you're going for a no-death run, you need to be on your horse, because he will start killing the children right when that hits 30. Unlike the counselors, who have the full 60 seconds, as soon as you get to 30, one dies, and every 5 seconds, one dies after that. So I've had many a times getting there at 29 seconds and losing that one, you know, kid going down to 14, and it just kind of ruins your no-death run. So that's another thing to look out for. But see, you have the torch, so you're doing a lot more damage. It's really easy to basically get him off this map. Now we've saved the children, and pretty much we're going into... We aren't running from Jason anymore, we're hunting Jason down because we want to start progressing these days as fast as possible. So I think this is a... right before this, you can see the potions do proc, and even if you proc one and then you don't pick it up, if you go back to that same area, you will be able to re-proc a potion that you have not collected yet, but you can only collect each potion one time, so, you know, you have to kind of go over that. See, I'm choosing to fight him inside the house one more time because I actually am better fighting inside the house than I am outside of the house, and I'm trying to save my potions. You can see I've already got up to 7, which is pretty solid for day 1. I know where a couple more are, so like I said, you're just keeping on your horse, trying to keep your weapons in this speed run. If you're going for, you know, just a regular completion of the game, you might want to start working on another character right now. Maybe taking Chrissy or one of the girls who are faster and starting to try to get a torch, you know, a second torch, just in case ultimately you lose your first character. You know, that's something you never really want to do, but it will happen. I've had so many runs at this game where, you know, you lose one person or something silly happens, because there are some things. You can fall into cliffs and stuff that will instantly kill you. See, this is actually pretty lucky for me. Instead of having to find Jason, basically I've got him pinned on the map. I had to use what looks like 2 potions right there. It wasn't too bad, but you can just... He gets to a certain point where he won't leave the screen, and then it's just as fast as you can kill him. you know, you get the job done. So couldn't be more set up for a good day right here. So since it's daytime, it's really key to try to go do some potion farming. So I'm going to beeline to the nearest forests. And also the forests are a good place to look for Jason. He seems at the beginning of each day to retreat to the forests, and you can kind of find him hiding in there every once in a while, which can be another, you know, just very helpful trick for speed running, because you know, you're ultimately trying to find him as fast as you can. You can see I got 2 quick potions. I'm already at the house, so we're going to show you the other tactic of switching characters. You press down to bring you back to the door, and then you can walk out the door, leaving Mark and Jason in the same house together. So this is a tactic you're definitely going to use. This one might backfire on me right here, but then you can go to another small cabin and then, you know, switch back, and ultimately you press down and you leave the cabin, and you would be able to fight Jason outside. He was standing in my way this time, so you will run into that, but ultimately it leaves me ready to chase after him, because as fast as you can chase him, he will be there, and even if you knock him off the screen, if you run after him, you can re-proc him. So you can see I just got him in a really good mechanic. He's down, hurt enough to where I can kill him for the day. And look at that, we have already finished him off for day 2. That is one of the fastest and best times I've ever done that. It did take a couple of potions, but you know, that's a good trade. So you know, we found him, we're on day 3, everybody's got full life again. So back to, you know, just the classic mission, go farm more pots and go to that forest. I believe I'm going to the North Forest this time to see what I can do, and it ends up working out incredibly well for me. I wish I would have been able to get the sweater on day 2, but then again, it would have taken that much more time, and I get it done. So ultimately, I guess it isn't something that I really needed to do. You can see here, this is actually one of the, I get a little bit more daring because there are no attacks going on, no children, no counselors, so I need some potions. I'm thinking I'm gonna take a little walk on the wild side, and who else do I find but day 3 Jason and potions. I mean, how incredible, you know, you can't plan this really, you know, it's a little bit of luck, and like I said, a little bit of knowledge, but ultimately that was key for me. I tried to chase him down, you know, but getting those 2 attacks on him with the torch already is basically set me up for the win. Now I need to try to get out of here as fast as I can. You know, you don't want to get stuck in the forest just in case he attacks the children, because you don't, like I said, you don't want to lose a no-death run because you lose 1 child, so you know, this was actually, this was lucky. So I find him here, and, you know, I put it to him, and basically, that's what it comes down to, and that's how fast you can beat this game. If you do it right, you get everything done together, you can get Jason done, just like Easy did for BrothersForge Gaming. So I hope you enjoyed this, and enjoy for the Forge. We'll catch you next time.